I'm late for my own live. That's awesome. That's so appropriate for me. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to just wait a few minutes. I'm still checking something out. And I just wanted to see exactly what day we are into the war. They usually, okay. I got it. All right. There is another round of a lot to cover. All right, let's see. And then the other thing I wanted to see was I'm just checking stuff. All right, in the meantime, you can start questioning away. I mean, if you've got some questions, if comments, whatever, it's interesting because everybody always asks, like the main question is it safe to come to Israel? And I never know, for sure. I think you never know if it's safe to go anywhere. But if any day there was to ask that question, it would be today. Have you heard the news? Have you heard that we are sitting around waiting for an attack from Iran, and a retaliatory attack from Iran um, at any moment? And we're sitting here waiting. Like I'm sorry, but not to make light of the situation, but there have been um, so many reports and so much warmongering of there's going to be an attack, or it's going to escalate. Of course it's going to escalate in the north. The Houthis are going to, which that was the cat. Well, that was not an Iranian attack. That was a cat. Um, Hi. So, Shakur, if I'm saying that right. Yes, I'm sitting in Jerusalem. And yeah, I was just about to say, um, no missiles, but 40 launches in the north. Yes. So there's always a lot of warning and reports of escalation. Honestly, sometimes I think it's just between the media and the warmongers that put that out. Now, I'm not to make light of credible threats, because actually, this time it's the Americans that have said that Israel's going to be attacked in the next 24 to 48 hours. They gave a timeline, and actually, they have ordered that any American employees in this region, like in Israeli territory, Palestinian territory, must stick to the major cities. So they said stick to Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and Beersheba. I don't know why. Is that we're better off here in Jerusalem? I guess that's a good thing. So anyway, they said that's the orders for all American official government employees in this region. And I don't know. So far the Israeli news, they just said, now, again, not to make light of whatever is happening in. Somebody's asking me to send them a link. I wish I knew how. Is it possible that I could actually do that? Let's see. Maybe I could. Excuse me. Actually, you're watching myself. Watch this. Okay, so let me see if I can send the link. All right. Okay. So anyway, so we're back at this, where the Israeli, so saying that the the news is saying that they're not hearing the same thing from their Israeli counterparts. they're saying that actually that the same intelligence that the Americans have is prompting them to say 24 to 48 hours hasn't necessarily reached Israeli intelligence. And also, there was just a speech by a briefing by the IDF spokesman, and he said that the home front command orders have not changed. That everybody can, there's no new alert. There's no go out and buy things. There's no sleep in your shelter overnight. There's nothing like that. So anyway, so we're all just sitting here wondering, if there's really going to be an escalation. Now, I like have this feeling, which is you can't don't go by feelings, that it's really that there's not going to be something, but at the same time, you want to be prepared and you want to, be on your feet and aware of anything happening. So while you guys are hearing all that over there, in fact, it was the Wall Street Journal that reported this, and it was also John Kirby, the spokesman for the State Department, I think for the State Department, who said, what were his words? The potential threat by Iran is real and viable. So just a couple more hours under this, but anyway, so far nothing. So there was just a rocket barrage at the north as we're sitting here waiting, like if something's going to happen. There was just this huge rocket barrage at the north, and at the north, and then like from Lebanon, by most likely Hezbollah, 40 rockets and lots of sirens all across the north of the country, but no reported injuries so far, and nothing that hit anything so far. Haven't really heard of any damage. So that's it. All right, so it's day 189 since October 7th, since the Hamas invasion. There's still 133 hostages Israeli hostages in Gaza, and there's still IDF activity going on in Gaza, despite the fact that there was this big announcement that the Israeli army is withdrawing from Gaza. In any case, they're still there, and they're actually. I think they're in the center now, and so what's another interesting thing that's going on, and it's like it's more politics than anything else, is that after it was announced, after the IDF said we're withdrawing, then the rumors were, oh, okay, they folded to American pressure. That was number one, or number two, no, they're regrouping the army and giving them a break, time off, whatever, before the real push into Rafah. And that's in southern Gaza. That's where they believe the remaining hostages are being held. So they said, okay, so we're renewing the forces so that they can go into southern Gaza, and then as if to say, see, we're not folding to U.S. pressure. Was it Netanyahu or the defense minister Gallant who said we have a date for going into Rafah? There's a date. Now they didn't give us the date, but they said there's a date. So and then I think an American official said, well, we didn't get a date. Nobody told us about the date. So not really sure what's happening. I don't want to say there's been a lull. Because probably for the people of Gaza, it wouldn't be considered a lull. Now, what happened was the Israeli military did shift its activities, though. They started in the north, they moved toward the middle and started moving south. And then there was major action in the north again, where they went back into Shifa Hospital and they spent about 2 weeks there. It was a very deadly operation for both sides. And Israel said that Hamas regrouped in the hospital, even though they were there. Israel was there. Israeli forces were there in November, and said they rooted out Hamas, but then they were back in. Now that's also interesting to me because they said at first that they were. That Israel said that we have control of the north, and that's why they moved south. But then they were back in the north. So Now, the Gazans who had to evacuate are moving back to their homes or what's left of that area and reporting massive destruction in in Khan Yunis and in the north. So that's it's just disastrous what's going on there. I don't know how they actually regroup and rebuild. So another thing is regarding these threats from Iran. So it's interesting. So in the Jerusalem Post, there's an article today, 10 ways that Iran could attack Israel. So I've spoken a little bit about this. I didn't have 10 though. I definitely didn't come up with 10, but there is the possibility they'll do an external attack on an Israeli institution somewhere in the world. In the past, they've also attacked Jewish targets, like a Jewish center in Buenos Aires. So that's one thing. Although that was a Hamas attack, but still probably Iranian funded. So in any case, so there's the possibility it'll be external. If it's here, what are the possibilities? Like, what could they possibly do to attack Israel? So they've got their proxy groups. Hamas gets Iranian funding. But Hamas is pretty much dealing with its present situation. I can't see that they're going to get an influx of weapons. They still have weapons. There's still there is still fighting. There's still occasionally rockets. I haven't heard of a rocket in the south in the last few days, but amazingly, there was one in Kfar Aza the other day, which was one of the kibbutzes that was decimated. Many people were killed and kidnapped. So they still have rockets that are going somewhere every so often, much less, but every so often. So the other thing is Hezbollah, which is based in southern Lebanon. So from there, again, Iran has a lot of influence, and what they could do is pressure Hezbollah to step up its attacks. So when these launches were happening, I think it was about 8 p.m. Our time, I was like, oh, is this it? Is this the 24 to 48 hour imminent revenge attack by Iran happening now? But it appears not to be, and that appears to be an incident that is over. Another thing, another way that they could attack is through the Houthis. So the Houthis are based. What is this? Oh wait, American officials. America is sending something. America is sending what? Oh gosh, it's one of those. Oh, it's one of those Hebrew abbreviations. So I'm never going to be able to translate this one. They miss it. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. America's sending backup to something from the suspicion of the Iranian threat. And I'm missing the one crucial word that America's doing. In any case, okay, so the U.S. is moving aircraft carriers toward the north of the north through the Red Sea toward Israel. So that is the other group that Iran has is the Houthis based in Yemen, and they have been launching missiles and drones at Israel since the October 7th. So that's another way that they could maybe get them a weapon that's actually going to get here or get through the Iron Dome, because so far a few things have landed, but nothing's caused damage. There's also armament in the West Bank that's coming from Iran. So that's another thing. Now, the West Bank, if you look at a map of this region, the West Bank is like this lima bean geographic area with like Jerusalem in the place where it goes like that. And then it extends east almost to Jordan. And within the West Bank, there are Palestinian and Israeli communities side by side. Now, some are inaccessible, like Israelis are not allowed to go into some Palestinian towns. But it's kind of like this very mixed area where you can spill over from one town into the next. You can shop at the same supermarket. So that's where there is more uh, chance of things happening of violence. Like for instance, today brings us to another bit of news for today. There's a 14-year-old Israeli boy that is missing. He went out with his sheep this morning. His name is Benjamin or Binyamin Achimeir. Went out this morning with the sheep and never came back, but the sheep came back. So, there's a manhunt on for him right now, but that has erupted into violence because the Israelis that went looking for him went into Arab villages and started setting fires. The army had to respond. There was a shooting, and a Palestinian was killed in this. So, there's more. This is just more violence welling up, or more hatred, more chance to spark some aggression here and there. So anyway, so that's going on. So there's still no word right now of what's happening with this boy. So let's see if there's any other updates. Honestly, I guess that's really it. Uh, everybody had been asking me like, well, what's happening with, under this alert that, that you have, that everybody, even the employees, American employees, can't leave the cities, which is a really drastic. It's a drastic measure. I mean, it's one thing if they say don't go to certain territories, don't go to the old city of Jerusalem, but now they're saying specifically to stay in certain cities and don't travel around the country at all. So the American intelligence is very convinced of an imminent attack, a revenge attack from when 2 Iranian generals were killed in a very precise targeted assassination in Damascus, which has been attributed to Israel. Anyway, so far, nothing, just so you know. And if there's anything and I can get online, I will, and I will let you know. But that's it for now. And I would say stay tuned, put on the news, check it out, but don't believe everything you hear until it's verified, like this. All right. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.